So I think we're recording. All right.
Are we recording
Yeah, we're recording now.
this whole time?
No, not
Oh,
my
but you haven't clapped.
yeah, not my hating on BCA.
That's a shame. That should have been that was a great
It's
rant.
okay. It's okay. You'll
That
have
rant
fun.
was
You'll
as
have fun in
ugly as
the
that cup is.
you'll have the fun in the BCA Silver League or
I'm
uh,
well, every time I play a rack, I'm gonna be
yeah.
thinking about you and laughing the entire time.
The TPS reports. We're here. We're live or we're recording. Justin Clark.
Brandon Mullis.
We're missing Pat Dixon. Hopefully you're doing well. I think he's got the COVID. That's the only way people get sick in 2024. So
Yep.
hopefully he's all right. Best wishes to him. But we're going to be talking about a tournament that he wasn't even really at that
Yeah.
long. So I think he's okay with missing this one. But August 3rd at Smokin Q, we had a 32 player, $500 added one pocket event.
Yes.
People have been waiting for it all year. We finally got around to doing one. We did three last year. One of them at Smokin Q, two of them at West End Billiards in Gastonia. So this is our
Mhm.
fourth one pocket event for the pool series. And you can actually read an awesome write up about it on AZ Billiards, by the way. So congrats to us for getting on there. I always love when they contact us. Overall, this was event number 7 on the year. We're doing pretty good. It's been a pretty fun year. We had paid out $3,250. That's
Good day's work.
agree. That's pretty good for a 32 player field. Brandon, I mean, let's just go ahead and straight off the bat. What was your thoughts overall about the tournament, buddy?
Oh, I love the one pocket event. I do. I do. I mean, the thing I love the most is you don't know if it's going to be a short day, a long day. You don't know what you're going to see, what kind of upsets you're going to see, which we did have.
Oh yeah.
We had some major surprises
Yep.
in this event. A lot of people, if they were going to take the money line on one particular player, the whole room would have gone broke,
Oh yeah.
which is what makes it so great. So I had a great time playing. I learned a lot, and
Good.
am I going to act like I'm some great one pocket player? No, it's definitely my weakest game. But what a lot of people, a lot of APA players, BCA players, amateurs don't realize, if y'all only heard how this started, um, what they don't realize is one pocket can actually make your 9 ball and 8 ball games better. It really can. There's little subtle things that you learn from one pocket that you can apply to your 9 ball and 8 ball game, especially with safeties and soft banks and position banks that can really, really take you a long way. So I love every bit of this event. I really do. I
Yeah,
mean,
I loved it also, and it's definitely the only game where you have to really use everything
yes.
throughout the game. And yeah, you said you're not a one pocket master, a great one pocket player, and neither am I, obviously. But one thing is we just don't get enough one pocket tournaments to play in,
Right.
especially a cheap entry fee like this one. $50 for a one pocket event is way on the cheap end. And next year hopefully we're gonna pull out a couple extra one pocket
Yes.
events because this one filled up really fast, had a lot of people on the wait list. And it was definitely a lot of fun. We had some long matches, so it did kind of go late in the night. Although it looked like we were going pretty quick, and then just a couple matches just really slowed it down. But before we start talking about the winners and the players that cash, let me go through our sponsors here, as
Yes.
always,
Let's
because
hear
yeah,
these guys.
they are the
Love you
one.
and thank you.
Yeah, they are the ones that make this tournament and the pool series tour in general. They're the ones that keep the wheels going. First and foremost, Deadstroke Media, Pat Dixon. Definitely, again, we miss him. We missed him a lot on Saturday during the
Mhm.
tournament. Inkwell Design, JC Riggs made another awesome trophy,
Yes, she
which,
does.
yes, you can see the picture on Facebook. They get better and better, I swear. Next up, we had John Patera at Remax Metro Realty. He did not play, as he does not play one pocket, but he is at most of our events. Paul Harrison Custom Cues, great guy, great worker, does awesome cues. I don't think he plays one pocket either.
No.
Yeah, we had Portico licensed general contractors. That's Corey. We definitely appreciate him. He didn't come out. I thought maybe we would see him. Oh, he took his daughter to college that day or to visit a college. So
Some would say important things. I'm not sure how much I agree with that,
definitely important for sure.
but
Crown Pest Control, the place where you work, we definitely appreciate you guys. And as
absolutely.
we were talking earlier, we got some work for you to do here. So there you
All
go.
right.
Yeah. The pool doctors, Josh Mullenix, we definitely appreciate him still sponsoring us. He's an awesome dude. Waiting for him to come and play in
Yes.
another tournament. And then we had furniture outlet and consignment. Rod Matthews showed up and hung out for a little bit
Hmm.
during the tournament. It was always nice to see him. Doesn't play one pocket though, so he didn't play, but he does say he's going to try to play in some coming up. And then last but not least, Premier Imports of Charlotte, Ricky Carcamo.
That dude.
Definitely, if you need some work done on your car, definitely give him a call. Does fantastic work. And he played in the tournament, finished 25th, so not a very
Yes.
good showing for him, but not a one pocket player. He's done very good in our other 8 ball and 9 ball tournaments recently. You actually played him, so
Yes, I did.
we'll talk a little bit more about Ricky coming up. So definitely thank you all to our sponsors again. We really appreciate it. So let's go ahead and jump in to our money finishers here. As always, we pay out the top 8 with a 32 player field,
Hmm.
25% of the field, which is a great number. Many people might not pay out 8 with 32 players. We do always. And seventh and eighth place, kind of shocking on one. Well, kind of shocking on both, honestly. Because the first seventh, eighth place person was Eddie Little, who I've
Yes.
never seen play a rack of one pocket, cashes, and looked super happy to. Go look at his photo on Facebook. The other seventh, eighth place finisher, a guy who I would have probably bet the house on to win this
Yes.
tournament, won last year. Only lost one rack last year when we did the races to 2 like we did this one. Hunter White finished in seventh, eighth. Brandon, just tell me what you think about those two guys finishing seventh, eighth.
I mean, I'm not okay. I'm very surprised about Hunter. I'll get to him second. I don't know any, and like you, I didn't even know Eddie played one pocket. I mean, I'm sure he's played some one pocket over his long, long
Oh yeah,
career. But one thing the guy can definitely do is shoot straight. So I'm not that surprised that he got seventh, eighth. So now Hunter White. I mean, yeah, it's a shocker. He's and no matter what anybody says, I still think he's hands down the best one pocket player in the building. Anybody disagrees, just message him and well,
I mean, I
see where it goes from there
I put him top 10 or 15 in the
in the
country possibly.
country, and I
Yeah,
agree with that
yeah.
completely. But there's 31 people that know who you are in this tournament, and 31 people that would love nothing more than they would rather beat you than win the tournament because of your rep in one pocket.
Oh yeah.
And you ran into a guy that you took it to him last year, so he had a memory and he was ready to come after you.
Man,
So that was an incredible match, and the guy who beat him really really played well, and
we
it
actually
happens.
Oh yeah, Hunter actually had a couple of decent matches here.
Yeah,
His match with Liz Taylor was very fun to watch
yes
for
it
sure.
was.
And the person that eliminated him was super happy when he won that match. And we'll actually just go ahead and talk about him right now.
Yeah.
Fifth, sixth place, Paul Bailey, the guy who eliminated Hunter White, super happy when he won that match.
Oh,
And
he was jacked, and
yeah,
I was happy for him.
I was happy for him too. Not that I was rooting against Hunter because I do like to see greatness play, but it's always happy to see. I'm happy to see somebody get super excited like Paul was.
It meant more because Paul is such a quiet, reserved
Yeah.
guy. He kind of hung around the booth all day and just had general conversation here and there.
Hmm.
Not a lot of emotion. Kind of a Bill Nye the Science Guy. Kind of talks like this.
Yeah.
He's very quiet. And then after his match with Hunter, you see him on the side view of the camera pull this number. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, you know what? Let's go. 'Cause once I realized what he did, I'd be like, okay, I'd be cutting front flips out of the building. So you know what? Good for you, Paul.
Yeah, no, it was
Good
pretty
for
awesome.
you.
Like, I definitely wish that Paul lived closer by so we could
Yes.
see him more often, or I just wish that we did more one pocket events so we could see him more often. He did beat Hunter 2-0, by the way.
That's pretty
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, for sure. So yeah, great for Paul. He cashed last year in our
Got fourth place
yeah,
last year.
yeah, because like I
It
said,
was a great day.
this is our fourth overall one pocket, but the second one at Smokin Q, and this was the second one that we did with races to 2 with $50 entry fee, kind of like what we do
Hmm.
now. So if we keep referencing last year, it's just basically easier than the other two that were higher entry and races to 3. This was kind of the second one that was with the format that we're doing now. So the other fifth, sixth place finisher, another guy who I'd never seen play one pocket, a guy
Straight.
who, yeah, a guy who got the only rack on the person that won this tournament, by the way. Hank Powell, fifth, sixth place finish, comes out of nowhere, honestly. Like, he's the shocker to me out of all the people that cashed. Not because Hank's not a great player. He is a fantastic player. Cashes usually if he's playing 8 ball or 9 ball or 10 ball. Never seen him play one pocket. I didn't know what
Mm-hmm.
to expect. He's such a humble guy that he was
Yes.
talking himself down before the tournament started. So he's my shocker out of the top eight. Brandon, what do you think about Hank Powell?
Oh, I love this guy. He's a guy who says he's nervous before every single
Yeah,
shot he takes.
yeah,
I tell you what, you're the best actor in the room. So Hank reminded me a lot of the Andy last year.
yeah.
All right. I don't know what you know in one pocket, Hank. You might be a great one pocket player and never tell anybody. I think you obviously are. But your shot making ability, if only I had Brian Henson on this podcast right now to come on here and describe to you the shot that he made to actually beat Brian. Hank was just hitting darts from everywhere. Just, I mean, he was playing very aggressive, which I love. Those
Oh
are
yeah.
fun players to watch. They usually either go far or go home early, and he went far. But he was absolutely wailing on some shots and nailing it. It was fun to watch on him. So good for Hank. Great finish. Couldn't happen to a better guy, I might add.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, possibly,
Yes.
yeah, super nice guy. Yeah, I liked how he played. Honestly, I liked how
Hmm.
he was going for shots, but he knew when to duck when he had
Yeah.
to. I
I'd say
think,
he reminded me just like V. Andy
yeah,
last year was just hitting everything after he lost to Danny Jones.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
yes.
because they both lost first round, I believe.
Hmm.
Andy lost first round last year, and Hank lost first round this year. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's a pretty good foursome there. Now we get into the top four, which somehow they're even better than the other four because all four of these guys are actual one pocket
Yes,
players.
they are.
And that includes the fourth place finisher, Mr. Jeff Abernathy. It's always fun to see him cash in one of our events. He plays in almost every one now, which I love.
Oh,
Definitely a big pool series supporter. We appreciate you, Jeff. And I'm not surprised at all that he finished up here. I actually thought he was kind of my wild card pick to make the finals before the tournament even started, just because I feel like he's super motivated right now to really prove that he still has it. Because I think maybe a lot of people forgot about him in the last couple of years. But I mean, what's your thoughts on Jeff's tournament?
I mean, I knew Jeff could play one
Oh
pocket.
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, there wasn't.
absolutely.
I've seen him play too many games for too high a stakes.
Yeah.
And after his match with Hunter, which I'm gonna say this, that had nothing to do with Hunter. Jeff, you played that masterfully.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, that was fun to watch. That was probably the best shooting. Okay, outside of the winter,
Yeah.
that was the best shooting of any player all day in certain games. Jeff was absolutely just he every time he had a chance to get out, he got out, played great saves. Never really gave Hunter a lot of opportunity to see a chance to start a run. I mean, he just played it perfectly.
It's crazy because their match took like 45 minutes, but it seemed like it went so quick because you never knew when Jeff was just going to run six balls.
They would, and that's exactly what it was. It took 45 minutes, but 38 of the minutes
Yeah,
were getting set up to make that run to win the game, and that's exactly what Jeff did. He
exactly.
was fun to watch.
That was actually one of my favorite matches to
I thought he
watch.
was going to win.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, he was my wild card pick to win from the
Hmm.
start of the day. We'll
So,
kind of get into a couple of his matches later when we talk about the matches that were on the stream. But for now, let's move on to the third place finisher, a guy who I believe this is the third time that he's played in our one pocket event. So he's played in three out of four. This was the second time that he made it to the hot seat match. This time, both times he's actually lost two in a row once he got there. So two third place finishes out of our four one pocket events. Mr. Dean Welch, a guy who I also thought was a wild card possibly to come out of this tournament. He's just so smooth, so under control. We actually have a little highlight video of him up on YouTube right now.
that was a
Um,
great video. Y'all
yeah,
need to check it out.
yeah, absolutely. So go check out the pool series on YouTube and see his little highlight video. Dean's just super calm, cool. One pocket is his game. I
Hmm.
think that would be the only game he would play if he had a choice. And it was fun to watch him throughout the day. And I think he was really excited that he got third because there were some monsters in this tournament. But Brandon, I mean, what
I
you
mean,
were sitting there.
he certainly wasn't picked to get third at the beginning of the day, but I mean, never mind that. Okay, so I didn't really, I watched some of his West End highlights from last year, but very few, not
Yeah.
many. But I had heard from numerous people that he was good.
Oh yeah.
After watching him in person, this guy, honest to God, knows the game as well as anyone.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, he absolutely moved that rock around. His highlights were great. He was hitting world class Tony Chohan level shots. I mean, he really was.
Oh
So, I
yeah.
mean, I'm after watching him the first couple of matches he played, I'm not the least bit shocked he got third. I
If
mean, at
yeah,
all.
if you had told me at the beginning of the day that he was going to finish third, I would have been like, okay, that's cool. Like I expected it. I
Sure.
expect like if you told me he won the tournament, maybe I'd be a little surprised. But for him to finish anywhere from second to eighth, I'd be like, yeah.
I, I,
Actually, if he finished seventh and eighth, I would have been like, that's really low for Dean.
I'm gonna expect Dean to be in the money in every one pocket event we have. I mean, this guy really does play that at a high level. It
Absolutely.
was
And
he about a 670-ish
yeah,
Fargo. Well,
677.
he
Yeah.
plays one pocket like a 740, 750 Fargo.
Oh yeah, for sure. And
He played great.
he's been playing a lot of pool lately too. So he's
Yes.
in stroke. He's making balls as well, which really helps him. And it was just fun to watch him. So let's move on to our second place guy, Mr. Congeniality. That's what they call it, right? Second place. Um, a guy back to back second place finishes in our one pocket
Hmm.
events. Back to back times that he only lost to one person both times. And that's Rob Leeper. Drove down from Virginia again, runs the Blue Steel tournaments in Virginia. Super nice guy,
Hmm.
great player, which
Very
obviously
much
is
so.
proven. And man, I was really rooting for him this time to come out ahead. Man, he just keeps running into some monsters
He
at the end of
is.
the tournament.
I'm gonna tell you the number one quality about Rob Leeper, because there's not a lot to talk about with his actual game. He can play.
Oh yeah,
Just go watch his videos. You can tell this guy has a great stroke, pockets the ball well. He's under control. He's poised. You can tell he's got thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of one pocket on the table.
oh yeah,
He is a grinder.
yeah. Oh, exactly.
This
That's
guy
yeah.
will grind every single match out to the last ball, and he doesn't care if it's 6 at night, 6 in the morning, or 6 the very next day. He is going to play this thing down to the end, and he wants to win more than anybody. And I'm going to go ahead and
Absolutely.
call this right now, just because he's going to get one. He's going to get one of these one pocket events, and I don't care who's playing.
Yeah, I
The
definitely
guy
hope.
plays that tough.
Yeah, I definitely hope he comes and plays in every one that we do from here on out. And you're right, he is a grinder. He's not going
Oh,
to give
big
up
time. No.
like he wants. And as it gets closer to the end, I feel like he just grinds even
Oh,
more.
even more. That's a good point. I mean, even because I was following up watching some of the highlights of the finals
Yeah.
today. I mean, Mike made it look one way, but Rob really told the truth and made it. He didn't. It wasn't easy for Mike
We're
until the last rack.
yeah.
It wasn't.
I feel
So
like we're going to talk about that final match a lot
yes.
when we get later in the show here because I have a lot of thoughts on that. And that was I'm just gonna go ahead and say it right now. That's one of my favorite one pocket matches that we have had in the pool series events. That it might be the second best match I think we have had
Okay.
in the pool series events. But let's move on to the winner, a guy who only lost one rack all day. Very reminiscent of what Hunter White did last year at this
Hmm.
tournament. The guy with the highest Fargo in the tournament. So we really shouldn't be that shocked that he won. Although I am a little shocked at how easy he made it look. Only losing one rack. Super impressive. And that's Mike Davis Jr. walking away with another trophy. He's the pool series king this year, I feel
Yes,
like.
he
I don't
is.
know if he's going to win the point series or not, but this guy has proven that he is still Moscone Mike, as we like to call him.
If he comes to the rest of the events, he'll win the points.
He is signed up for a couple more, yeah.
Good, good. We'd love it when Mike
Oh,
shows up.
absolutely.
We want the good players. I mean, that's what this tour is about. You get the opportunity to play good players in a very reasonable race.
I
I
think,
mean, we've had a number of really big time upsets in all of our
oh,
tournaments.
absolutely. I think they like to call it "We want the smoke." I think that's what they
Well,
how they like to
we
say
can
it.
all
Yeah.
come get the smoke. We love the smoke. How about that? Um, Mike's just a great pool player.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean, the guy can literally play any game. And I've even heard he plays 14.1 as
Oh, great straight pool player.
yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
as well as anybody. So I said this, I think, a few months ago, and I stand by it. He is one of the top 5 best ball pocketers I have ever seen in my life.
Out of
I'm
American
ta-
players, yeah.
Out of America. Well, the
Yeah.
number one best ball pocketer I've ever seen is Orcolo, but
I
I'm
said
gonna
I said
rank.
Americans.
What's it? Yeah, but as far as like the ball finding the destination of being stroked almost flawless every time, he's one of the best. And it doesn't matter what circumstance or scenario he has. If the ball has a pocket to go to, Mike's going to put it in.
Yeah,
And he
if he's
played
going to if he's going for it.
magic one pocket that day. He really did. His finals match was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was very fun to watch him play. I think he plays it
Hmm.
like it's supposed to be played. He can run balls. He can make games last a while. I mean, it's just
I
it's
mean,
yeah.
in the hot seat match, I watched Dean Welch throw the absolute kitchen sink with every single thing. He grinded like Rob
Yeah.
does
Oh yeah.
in that hot seat match and played him as hard as he could go, and Mike just kept coming back after him.
Yeah.
And with more offense than defense to the point where Dean just got a little bit outmanned there. That's all that was. Because Mike Davis is going to play pool that good wherever he goes.
Well, I mean, we also, as we have said many times, Mike is maybe the only player on this list that does this for a living. So
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, he has to win. He has to, and it's also, we're probably going to talk about him more if he loses, honestly, than we will if he wins.
Absolutely. I mean, hey, I totally understand that. That's how I feel about Hunter today.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean,
nobody talks about the Yankees when they win 4 World Series in a row, but when they miss the playoffs, well,
it's a
that's
big deal.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and yeah, we could actually talk more about Hunter finishing seventh and eighth, which is probably one of the biggest shockers out of any pool series event that we have
Yeah.
had. I feel like because I mean he go in the Calcutta he went for almost double what second place went for. This
And rightfully so. If we could reshuffle this again and do it, I would take that same bet.
yeah, if
I really would.
if you look at it though, he really had a tough draw. Hunter did. Hunter had a
Yeah.
tough draw. I mean, first round, okay, he plays Ricky Carcamo. Okay.
That's a tough match. Okay, come
Yeah, I
on.
mean it's
He's a
not
sponsor. I
yeah.
got to do for him.
Second round he beats Chris Brower, not a bad player. Beats him in 21 minutes though. Okay, then after that, it got really tough for Hunter. He lost to Jeff Abernathy.
Mm-hmm.
Then he beat Liz Taylor. Then he lost to Paul Bailey. I mean, those are three strong matchups back to back to back, and that's way early in the tournament. Really, those are the you kind of expect to have those three matches
Yeah.
later, not you know around the halfway point in the tournament. So kind of a shocker there, but overall, congrats to the top eight, man.
Yes, boy,
Uh,
they fought.
Absolutely.
Boy, did they fight all day long.
Absolutely. I highly recommend going back and watching these matches. They'll be up on YouTube soon. Definitely check them out. But again, congrats to the top eight: Mike Davis, Rob Leeper, Dean Welch, Jeff Abernathy, Paul Bailey, Hank Powell, Eddie Little, Hunter White. Now we're going to turn our attention to three guys that did not cash. And I say guys, I also mean lady,
Mm-hmm.
because we did have a lady in the tournament. I'm going to name three people that didn't cash, as always, as we do every show. You can agree. You can
I
disagree.
will agree, probably.
You can list another one if you want. But these, I think, are the top three surprises. If I left somebody off, feel free. But biggest surprise, I think, is Clay Davis,
Oh,
finishing
yeah.
13th. He's cashed, in two of the other three one pocket tournaments. So very surprising, finishing 13th. Lost to two really good players, though. Lost to, one of the people that cashed. Next person, Jeff Pate, finishing 17th. I don't know why, but I always expect Jeff to cash in our events. I especially expected him to cash in one pocket.
Mm-hmm. He does play good one
He
pocket.
does. He plays it smooth. He doesn't really make mistakes. He's going to take the right shot every time. And the last person that I was kind of surprised they didn't cash was Liz Taylor, who finished ninth place. One pocket is her game. I thought she would come in.
Yeah.
I thought she would come in and kind of win. She beat me, which we'll talk about here a little later, but she did play really good though. I loved watching her play. Hopefully she comes back for more of our tournaments. It's always fun to see Liz. She is a big time supporter of the pool series. But those are my three surprises, Brandon, was Clay Davis, Jeff Pate, Liz Taylor. Do you agree, disagree? Did I leave somebody
Fully
off?
agree. I'm going to add one on top of it.
Yeah,
He shocked me because I know he plays good one pocket.
yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Bruce Campbell not actually getting into the cashes. He's another great straight shooter, another really good one pocket.
Yeah, he finished 9th through 12th. And, I don't mind putting Bruce on the list, but that's the first one pocket tournament I've ever seen him play. So
Right.
I think, he does play really great, like you said, but I think at some point, I think you got to kind of work your way up. You know what I mean? Like, you can be a great player, which
Sure.
he is, a great ball maker, but when it's your first time, there's still something to that, I feel like. I could be wrong. I don't know. But I still feel like you're first, the first time you go to a big tournament, I feel like no matter how good you play, there's a learning curve. So
Oh.
I think that's where Bruce is at. I think Bruce is kind of at that point where, okay, he's at his first one pocket event.
Mhm.
Now, next time if he comes and plays our next one, he could finish top five.
Yeah.
But I think, I think there's just a learning curve, that he's got to get over. And I mean, what was he went 2-2. He beat Tim Nelson, beat Chris
That's a good
Clark.
win.
Absolutely. Beat Chris Clark, which is another decent win.
Okay. Chris had just beat Bryant Francis, so
Yeah, and then he loses to two guys, two guys that cash, Dean Welch and Paul Bailey. So, I mean, not bad losses for
no,
Bruce.
not a bit.
Another tough draw. Really, honestly, like there really wasn't too many players in this tournament that you expect to. There's always people that you kind of expect maybe to be first round losers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think in this tournament there was really anybody. Like I feel like everybody in this tournament I could see winning a match.
Absolutely. Oh, it was tough. It's the toughest tournament I've ever played in.
it was very tough. It was
because
yeah.
I was going to say what I've noticed is it really equalized a lot of players who don't routinely play one
Yeah.
pocket.
And the race to two, I think, definitely makes it
Hmm.
even tougher. But it was definitely the toughest one pocket event that we have had out of the four that we have had for sure. So yeah, let's move on to how we did.
Let's go.
And we'll always start at the bottom and move our way up. So this time I'll start with me, even though we finished the same spot.
We
But
did.
yeah,
But your
uh,
name was on there first,
yeah,
so
my name
you
was on.
finished lower.
Well, I lost before you did.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I finished 17th place. My tournament went like this. I lost 2-1 to Brian Crizel. I beat William Wood 2-0, and I lose to Liz Taylor 2-0. Brandon, let's get your thoughts first, and then I'll tell you what my thoughts were.
A little shocked you lost to Kurzel. I mean, Brian's a good shooter. I definitely think overall you're a way, way better shooter. I have no problem saying that. But remember, I just made the comment a second ago about one pocket being a really good equalizer for people who don't play it that often.
Oh yeah,
That's exactly what I feel like happened here. And Brian, I mean, maybe he does play one pocket more often than than he tells people.
yeah, I don't
But
know.
yeah, I'm still a little. I'm not gonna say I'm shocked. I'm a little surprised that you did lose that, but it is what it is. William Wood, number one, thanks for playing. I love the
Absolutely.
fact that you're wanting to play these games and these tournaments and keep getting better. That's great.
Yeah,
Not surprised you won that match.
yeah,
Not surprised. Like I said, it's not a slight on William. I think everybody who's around it kind of would have said the same exactly, and William would too. I'm sure he's honest with himself.
oh yeah.
Um, okay, with me not knowing anything before I watched Liz Taylor actually play one pocket, I would have given you a really strong puncher's chance in that. After watching her play one pocket, I will never ever edge you in that game. If y'all play nine ball or eight ball, it might be a little different. But in one pocket, no, the favored player definitely won. She is tough.
Oh yeah,
Gosh, she is tough. And I mean, you ran into a match there that I really felt like you were supposed to lose.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with pretty much all that you said. I think me and Brian, the match was just pretty much just it took me a second to get in stroke.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't, I don't warm up before these tournaments. I try to get everything started. And Brian came out and made balls, and I didn't make balls when I had a chance. So that was really the difference in that
Yep.
match was just, he made the balls that he needed to make, and I kind of missed a couple balls that I'm not supposed to miss, but he still played good. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not taking anything away from him. Maybe if I'm in stroke, it's a little different story, but sometimes it takes a while. My match with Woody was actually super fun. Just to see a player trying to get better, such as he is, and just talking to him afterwards and giving him some pointers. Hopefully he does improve, and hopefully he sticks with it
Yeah.
because One Pocket is a great game, and he comes out to all our tournaments too. So definitely a big fan of Woody, and yeah, he just made a couple of simple mistakes. A couple of he just doesn't know a couple of the shots that you
Sure.
need to make. I mean, he clears my pocket, but sometimes there's more to it than just clearing the pocket. You gotta make sure you clear it so I don't put it back. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, and he's learning. I mean, I don't think he went for any bad shots. He just didn't. He never really put any pressure on me. Like I was kind of freewheeling at
Right.
every bank shot. Like, and when that happens, you're gonna make a few, and then you're gonna go on a 4-ball run. And
Exactly.
that was pretty much And then my match with Liz Taylor, I would have given Liz the advantage right off the bat.
Right. You know her, so
Yeah,
I had no idea how she played
I
one
would have
pocket.
I would have given her the edge right off the bat. And our match, I kind of expected to win the game, but the first rack I gave her a shot and she ran 7 balls. I mean, that immediately puts a lot of pressure on the other person, which was me. And the second rack, it just I grinded, but she had the advantage right off the bat with the break, and yeah, it just ended up working out her way. I mean, races to two. If it's a race to three, I probably win a game maybe, but yeah, just that first rack with her running 7 balls, that just changes the whole story of
Absolutely,
the
it
match.
does.
But it was a lot of fun though. I mean, I love Liz. She's an awesome lady, and
Absolutely.
I got no problem losing to her. Especially like you said, I think that's a match I'm supposed to lose. But I don't think it's a far off, but
No,
it's definitely
in one pocket. I
yeah, oh
mean,
yeah,
y'all. I mean,
yeah.
a little bit.
I don't
If
think
y'all
it's
played different games, I would actually favor you, but not in one pocket.
yeah, but I'm not sure it's far in
No,
any game really.
no, probably
She's
not.
she's definitely way better than her 608 Fargo. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So let's move on to your tournament. You finished 17th place as
Yes.
well. So good job, pool series. 17th place. You lost to Chris Brower 2-0.
Two,
Then two
two,
to
two
one.
to one.
Okay, okay. You beat Ricky Carcamo 2-1, and then you lose to Paul Bailey 2-0. I mean, honestly, if I'm looking at this, again, I think your tournaments, I think you probably lost the matches maybe you're supposed to lose. I think maybe you and Chris is a toss up. I think maybe you're probably supposed to beat Ricky because you play one pocket a little more than he does. And then you're definitely supposed to lose to Paul Bailey.
Sure.
So I really, at the end of the day, don't think you can be too upset with the outcomes of your tournament. I think it sucks really, but I mean, if you beat Chris, it probably turns out a little bit. That was probably the key match for you. I mean, if you beat him, it probably changes the.
I would have had to play Hunter.
Yeah, so it really doesn't. Yeah, and then yeah, so then you would just went to the loser side, anyways.
I mean, it's
And I mean,
okay.
it
Yeah.
didn't really, it didn't really
Well,
help. It didn't really help Chris much by beating you because he still finished.
yeah, he lost his next two men. He lost to him and he lost to Christian Brown.
Yeah, so he finished what 13th. Where did he
No, he
finish?
finished the same as
Yeah,
us.
he finished 7th. Yeah, fit 70. So yeah, it didn't really.
So here's what hurt about with Chris Brower. Number one, he's my good friend.
Yeah.
Love him like a brother. Do anything for him. Number two, I win the first game. Played great. Played well. It went down to 8-6. I ended up getting the two balls that made the or no Hill. I got the last two balls to win the game. I get up 5-2 in the second game. I've got three balls in front of my pocket. You know what happened? My indecisive ability, my inability to be decisive on the correct shot. I had sitting there thinking, okay, if I just leave it anywhere, I can play either ball. Nope, I totally lost focus, missed an easy shot. Chris did the right thing by moving my balls out of there. He totally remade the game, and he came back and got me in the third game.
That's tough.
Learning, it was, but it's a learning experience where I know I have got to know exactly what I'm going to do and exactly where I'm going to put the cue ball after each shot. No exceptions. That's how you have to play the game. My next match with Ricky was really good actually, and I tell you what, Ricky's level of play. I've met Ricky. I just started recently talking to him and kind of became friends with him, but I met him. I want to say right before COVID,
Probably.
and I was a good 3 or 4 levels ahead of him, and now I'm definitely not. He's gotten a whole lot better. His whole game's gotten better,
Oh yeah.
and we played a really tough one pocket match. I don't know how much he plays one pocket. I mean, to
Yeah.
me, it seemed like he knew what he was doing a little bit. Maybe he watches videos. I don't know. But I felt like I got kind of lucky and got out of that. And then, you know what? I did get stomped by Paul Bailey, and that's totally okay. But my favorite part was actually the first rack. I lost at 8-0, and I had 7 balls in front of my own pocket
Yeah, down that.
because I kept building up balls, but he kept getting outs.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I led him 5-4 in the
Oh wow.
second game.
Yeah.
And
So
then went for a bank instead of playing a safe, and then I didn't see the table again. My tournament was over. All because I went for that bank and didn't play safe.
yeah, sometimes you gotta make a shot sometimes, but yeah, I mean that's just a tough draw. And yeah,
It's all
Rick.
right. I had a great time. I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
mean, I really did.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a lot of fun. I mean, I had a lot of fun even in all three of my matches. Yeah, Ricky has gotten a lot better. He's
Hmm.
he's
Oh
been
yeah, way better.
he's been one out of the money in a few of our events
Yes,
now.
he
So it's only a
has.
matter of time, I think, before he starts cashing in some of these. And just playing in more stuff like this helps him too, because he was a very big into pool league pre-COVID,
Yeah.
and I think he's improved a lot since then by playing these tournaments. So
Oh, you improved by playing tournaments, not pool league.
yes, exactly, 100%. Let's move on to our stream.
Yeah,
Let's move on to our stream matches. We had 13 matches on the stream, so that's
it's a
pretty.
good day's
Yeah,
work.
that's a pretty good one pocket day. I wasn't sure how many we were going to get on there. I thought, honestly, I thought we would have less than that, but it kind of worked out where we had 13. And first round, we had Hank Powell and Mike Davis. Mike loses his only rack of the day, 2-1 to Hank. And honestly, I thought for a second there, I thought maybe Hank could win. When Hank won the game, I was like, oh, maybe Hank can win because it looked like he knew what he was doing. It looked like
Oh yeah.
and that's not why he lost because he didn't know what he was doing. He just lost because Mike is just unbelievable. But I think that was a very good first match of the day for us. And, we had a lot of people watching on the Facebook Live. And Brandon, what did you think about the
Set the
first match?
tone early, man.
Yeah,
It come out with two huge hitters.
yeah,
Probably well the biggest hitter by far going in the tournament, and then our loved one Hank, who always seems to show up. That's how
absolutely.
you get the day going. So Mike lost his one rack. Was it the very first rack?
No.
I was going to say because
Yeah,
that'd have been great if he had
yeah,
lost the very first
yeah,
rack and then just ran clean through.
uh,
So he basically ran clean through from rack three,
yeah,
which
yeah,
no rack no yeah rack
yeah.
three, rack three. So that's amazing for Mike. But no, I mean it was a well played match. I mean
Yeah, so he won like 11 straight.
You've said this before. Sometimes when you come out and get tested immediately in the beginning and you get past it, it gets a lot easier throughout the day.
Oh yeah.
You get through all the the nerves and feeling out the muscles and the table and everything else.
Yeah, but really though, Mike, I mean, sometimes you hope that if you have a first round matchup like that, your second round is maybe the easier one.
Oh, absolutely, and
Um,
I'm sure it was.
no,
Oh
no.
no, he grabbed
Mike
another.
never played what you would call an easy match. Everybody he played was at least a 600 Fargo, at least a 650 Fargo.
Oh
Everybody,
wow.
well, no, except for his second match, they were all a 650 Fargo.
Who was his second
Liz
match?
Taylor.
Oh yeah, but okay, Fargo's not always reliable.
No, but I'm just saying, like, so he played everybody above a 600, which that's just a crazy run. He won like 11 straight games, I think, by my calculations. Great job, Mike. Great job. And that
Yes,
first match was a great way to start the day.
that's what I'm
Second
looking.
round, though, second round, we get another banger, and we get our first upset of the day here. Eddie Little beating Clay Davis 2-1. Instantly, I said, holy cow, Eddie might snap this tournament off.
Yeah, I mean, why not Eddie? I mean, Eddie's our nine ball grinder version of Rob
Yeah,
Leeper.
yeah.
He's just gonna grind all the way, and you have to kill him. You have to beat him. He ain't gonna beat himself
No.
usually. So I've only seen him do it once the entire time in the pool series. With all that being said, I mean, okay, it is definitely an upset, but is it that big? Is this like a 10 beating a 7 in the tourney? Would you say something like that?
Yeah, yeah. That sounds
Okay,
right.
so it's not that big of an
No.
upset. But at the end of the day, you're right. If I had to pick between one or the other, I would have picked Clay in the beginning. But
Wait.
good
Yeah.
shooting, Eddie. I mean, anybody can get got, especially in one pocket.
Yeah, this was actually one of my favorite matches to watch throughout the whole day. I think Clay was moving the ball as well, Eddie was moving the ball as well, and Eddie just made some crazy shots to kind of close it out.
Hmm.
It was actually a very fun match to watch, and highly recommend that y'all check it out. So let's move on to the third round. Third round, we get two matchups on the stream table here, and both of them on paper were really good, but both of them ended 2-0. We had Mike Davis beating Eddie Little 2-0, and then we had Jeff Abernathy pulling off the upset,
Oh, big, yeah.
beating Hunter White 2-0. I mean, what's your thoughts on both those matchups?
Well, the Mike Davis one, I can obviously absolutely see. I mean, even as good a player
I,
as
I will
Eddie
say,
Little is, he was just outmanned in that department.
yeah, I will say this. Is Mike beat him, and I mean, it didn't. How long that match took? 25 minutes.
Yeah,
It felt
I'm
like
not shocked.
it took 2 to 5 minutes. Uh, I thought Eddie was done after that. I thought Eddie was like, okay, maybe I'm not good at this game. So for him to continue on and make the final eight,
Sure, you get
bravo,
some
Eddie.
good wins on the way there.
But that might have been the best match that Mike played all day. I mean, Mike literally was just like, yeah, Eddie don't know what he's doing. He's gonna leave me a shot. I can just move these balls when I need
Hmm.
him to. And that was where Eddie's inexperience definitely showed in that match.
Absolutely.
But yeah, so what do you think about Jeff and Hunter?
Jeff's best match of the day. I
Absolutely,
mean,
absolutely.
hands down, bar none, the absolute best play. I went back and checked out that match. Jeff played it great. He played everything he needed to do. He didn't play scared or act scared because it was Hunter White, and
Yeah,
that's why he won. So
I
kudos to Jeff on that.
still at this point though, I still thought Hunter White was gonna break through and make it to the finals.
I said that to Landon Whitley on this side when there was like 9 to 10 people. He said, "Who do you think's gonna win?" I said, "Hunter."
Yeah, there was never a moment throughout the
Yeah,
whole day where I didn't think Hunter was gonna be in the
until he was
finals.
gone. I didn't. I thought he was. Oh, I thought he'd go all the way.
Yeah.
Like I really thought he would grind it all the way down. Just got a sheer talent.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, bravo to Jeff. Jeff
Yes,
played absolutely like,
out of his mind.
yeah, he played a 99 out of 100 in that match.
Yes.
I feel like that was beautiful to watch. Next up, we have a loser side match. Clay Davis and Liz Taylor. Liz pulling out the 2-0 win. I don't know if this one's that big of an upset either. Liz played phenomenal though in this match.
Oh, that's when I learned.
Yeah, and I definitely feel like Clay made a couple mistakes in this match too, though. I think this match very easily could have gone 2-0 the other way, but I think Clay missed a couple balls he's not supposed to miss, and Liz just she makes balls good and moves the cue ball good.
She does, and she absolutely did that from the time the match completely started.
Yeah.
I mean, moved everything over.
Mm-hmm.
Clay was getting very frustrated.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I
Yeah.
don't know exactly what was going through his head. I mean, like I said, Clay's a good enough player that I'm not going to ask him those questions. But you could visibly see it. I was actually calling that match, I
Mm-hmm.
think, with Henson. I think we called that match. but or it was no, it might have been with Rico. Anyway, it doesn't make a difference. Um, Clay missed a couple of shots, and then in the rack one, he ended up raking the balls, and then he had an opportunity. Liz let him back into the door
Oh yeah.
with a foul. Um, he was at one ball, she was at six after she fouled. But then he
Yeah.
went for a big shot. He missed. He ended up moving two balls over. She
Hmm.
got him out, and I mean, yeah, I mean, it is definitely an upset because I feel like if Clay Davis brings his typical one pocket game, I think he does win that. But, sometimes sometimes you don't get past frustrations from other matches, and that's the player's fault. I'm not going to act like it's
Oh
okay.
yeah.
It's totally the player's fault. But, it just wasn't his day, and hey, there's more tournaments. Trust me, he'll be back.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
Clay Davis. He'll be back.
Absolutely. I mean, he'll probably win the next one pocket tournament. It wouldn't surprise me if he does. Next up, we had another loser side match. Liz Taylor again, this time facing Hunter White,
Ooh.
with Hunter winning 2-0, which was a very big tester for Hunter, though. Liz gave him a fight.
Oh,
Liz put up a fight in this match.
Hunter thieved that first game.
Yeah.
Liz was up.
Should have lost that game.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still trying to wrap my mind around how he didn't
Yeah.
lose.
I don't know either.
But I mean, weird things happen in this game. That's just Liz was up 6-2 or 7-3 or
Yeah.
7-4. I mean, she had big leads, and then there was just one mistake when
Yeah.
Hunter had an open. He's thefted that first game.
It-
That's all. I mean, he'll tell you that
oh,
too.
yeah.
And then you could see in game two, he started to get
Oh,
comfortable.
yeah.
The tide completely turned. He took the big lead. She actually
She came
started
back.
making a
Yeah.
comeback on that, but then she made a pivotal
Hmm.
mistake, and Hunter needed two balls, and well,
Yeah.
that was it.
No, that was a
It's a great
yeah, that
match,
was a great
scrappy match.
yeah, great match. That was it's always fun to see when the best player in the tournament gets tested like that.
I'd like to add something that I want to compare one pocket to eight ball and nine ball. I want people to really think about this. One pocket is a fight,
Oh yeah.
and there has to be a winner, and you have to knock that person out. Justin can run eight balls, and playing me, run eight balls every rack, dog the nine, and I can beat him 9-0. Did I fight? No, there's nothing there. Same thing in eight ball. Foul the eight ball in, lose the game. With one pocket, you got to fight and you got to be persistent the entire game, and it makes a big difference. That's why I feel like it's the greatest tournament game you can play.
Yeah. I mean, it's also you're always just no matter how big of a lead you have, you're always just one foul away from losing that rack
Yeah,
or one bad shot away from losing that rack. Even in non-ball or eight ball, you can be down a few games, and your opponent makes that mistake. Doesn't necessarily mean you're coming back to win. Whereas in one pocket, you can be up like 6-3, you make a mistake, you could lose that rack easily.
that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, it changes it's a totally different game than all the other formats that we play.
Absolutely.
So let's move on to the Final Four winners side here. We had Mike Davis beat Rob Leeper 2-0, and Dean Welch beat Jeff Abernathy 2-0. I mean, neither match really lived up to the hype being Final Four winner side. In my mind, it did. I feel like each match was kind of domination by the winner almost. It's kind of how I felt it. I don't know. What did you think?
The Dean and Jeff match definitely shocked me. I mean, before the match, I really felt like Jeff was going to win that match.
See, I
I
think
mean, he
it's
had just played. I mean, you
yeah.
know Dean
I think
better
it's a
than I
toss
do.
up. Yeah, I think it's a toss up.
Okay, well, I mean, I saw Dean play. He'd been playing great all day. I
Yeah.
just had known Jeff because I've known him 20 years, and all the one pocket I've watched
Oh
him
yeah.
play. I'm like, he's been playing great all day. He's going to keep going. No, Dean played. Boy,
Oh yeah.
Dean played great.
Yeah.
And then, the Mike Davis and Rob Leeper. I mean, I think 2-0 is a little shocking, but
Yeah.
I mean, not completely. I mean, he is MDJ after all.
Exactly. I mean, he was on a mission. And then now we go back to the fifth, sixth place match. We have Hank Powell and Jeff Abernathy, with Jeff getting the 2-0 win. And I think at this point you kind of see Hank's inexperience in one pocket kind of
Hmm.
come through. And Jeff, I don't know, this definitely was not his best match, but he pulled out the win. He did what he had to do to win. And Hank kind of made some mistakes because he's not a one pocket player.
That's because Jeff put him in those positions to
Well,
make
yeah,
that
exactly.
mistakes. That's the only difference. It's not because Jeff outshot him. He completely outmoved him.
Yeah.
Completely outmoved him.
Oh, yeah.
And that's all it was.
Yeah.
So I mean that was the experience. I mean, trust me, I have a lot of players that play my speed easy in 9 ball and 8 ball, but they can't touch me in one pocket because they don't have the experience.
Oh no,
This is
exactly.
kind of the same exact thing here.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think it was a very fun match to watch too. I think this was another match that I give two thumbs up to. I think we had a lot of really good matches
We
in this one
did.
pocket event. This was another one. So next we got the hot seat match: Mike Davis, Dean Welch. Mike pulling out the 2-0 win, but I will say he had to fight for this 2-0 win. Dean put up a fight. Dean didn't just roll over and lose 2-0. Both games were pretty close.
So I said between Dean and Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the one thing I said. Dean threw literally, he wanted that hot seat. He
Hmm.
wanted that hot seat bad. He threw everything he had at Mike, knowledge wise, shot wise, and Mike just kept coming back
Yep. Yep.
every time. And like I said, and Mike's ball pocketing ability and just he can just kill you. He
Oh
can
yeah.
just kill you that fast in the game of one pocket. So I mean, I actually this is gonna sound weird. I actually felt like that might have been one or two of the best racks that Dean played
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
of the whole day.
Yeah.
He just, got
Sounds about right.
outmoved. He got outmoved.
Yeah.
And he'll
I,
tell you that.
I think it kind of showed the difference between Mike being a great pool player
Hmm.
and Dean being a really good one pocket player. Sometimes the great pool player is going to come out on top in that matchup just because they can make balls and move that cue ball. Dean makes the right moves, but man, sometimes Mike just, his shot making just plays such a key factor in some of these
But
games.
some of these shots he was shooting that I didn't even see or think
Yeah.
of proved that he does play a little more one pocket than he leads on
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, he plays pool every day of the
as
week.
as a
It's
profession,
Yeah,
of
it's his
course.
job. I expect him to be good at every game. Let's move on to the fourth place match now. Jeff Abernathy, Rob Leeper. Rob getting the 2-0 win. And honestly, Rob, I don't know who I would give the edge to here. You know,
In one pocket,
yeah.
I would actually edge Rob a little bit.
Okay, so there you go. Because I felt like after watching this match,
Right.
Rob looks like the better player.
Yes.
And it's not even a toss up. If you ask me who's a better player, I'm going to say Rob.
In one pocket,
In one pocket,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Non-ball, it's undecided,
Yeah,
but
but
one pocket,
we're talking about that on a
one
different
pocket.
day. Yeah. Rob played this match. This was the best match Rob played all day. On the stream table. On the stream table.
Exactly.
Yeah. Um, and Jeff also just looked like he ran out of steam also. I feel like Jeff, yeah. I mean, it was getting late at this point.
That was a guy who will literally grind you all the way
Oh,
to
absolutely.
24 hours
Oh, yeah.
of one pocket. And then a guy who's a little bit older,
Yeah.
been around. You get tired, it's natural. And I think if Jeff were fresh and, it was the beginning of the day, that would be a TV worthy match.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be hard to call.
Yeah.
I would still probably edge Rob a little bit. I really would.
I mean, I'm giving Rob the edge anytime they play from now on. Like,
Absolutely.
and that's nothing against Jeff. I think
Sure.
Jeff's a great player, but I think Rob is just. I think he's a little above him now in one pocket.
Well, Rob has proven that getting two second places in a row and grinding all the way, all the way back, because he never played for the hot seat.
No. Yeah.
He
Oh,
never played for the hot seat.
yeah. Not this year. Last year he did.
Oh, last year he
Last year
did play for the hot seat, but this year he did not.
Jeff cashed last year, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so
I
too.
think so.
I think so too.
But no, I totally agree with you. And like I said, being this late in the day, or yeah, late in the morning, I'm really not shocked at what happened.
No, no.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But Jeff, you had a great tourney. You had a huge win, had a number of huge wins, but sometimes you run out of gas, and fourth place is still a great finish.
Absolutely, yeah. It paid pretty well as well. I mean, we pay out pretty good in these tournaments. Semifinal match: Rob Leeper beating Dean Welch 2-1. At this point, Rob's just he's a freight train coming
Oh
down the
yeah.
tracks, and Dean was just kind of in the way because I feel like Dean didn't really make any mistakes. Rob just pulled out the W, and I don't know. I don't know what the winning move was. I don't know what the winning shot was. Rob just kept picking away at it, I
It's
felt
just
like.
persistent,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, and this was a fun match to watch too because I feel like the way these two guys play, it's a great matchup. Like I could watch these guys play like a race to 10 and be entertained.
Oh, that'd be a great one
Yeah.
for sure. I would edge Rob, of course, but yes.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm putting Rob. I think Rob might be the third best player in this tournament. I
And
mean,
one, yeah,
yeah.
no, for sure.
Yeah. I think, and I got no problem saying that. I think, Mike
Well, he's
and
proving it over and over and over again. I mean, like I say, he's the
yeah.
best grinder in the whole field.
Yeah, well,
He really
he
is.
plays good. He makes the right choices. I feel like I've yet to see him make a bad choice other than just who he plays in the finals. Which let's go ahead and talk about this final
Let's
matchup
do it.
because I think this was incredible. Finals was a race to three.
Yes.
Well, just one race. He doesn't have to double dip him. Rob Leeper, Mike Davis. Mike beats him 3-0. Mike came with some shots in this match. Made what two rail banks in one rack, I
Yep.
believe. This match was incredible, and Rob's just playing great safes, putting balls near his pocket, making great shots, getting balls away from Mike's pocket. This is literally, if you're watching a boxing match, this is the heavyweight champ facing a guy that easily could beat probably any other heavyweight fighter except for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like Rob
He's
just,
Purdue.
yeah, yeah, literally, yeah. This was Rob's Purdue and Mike was
UConn.
UConn. It was crazy because anytime Mike was in a tough spot in this match, he just came with a shot out of nowhere. The first two rail bank shot that he made is one of the best shots I think I've seen in person in any one pocket match. And like I said, I think this is the second best one pocket match we have had on the pool series. Fourth one pocket tournament that we've done. I think this was the second best match.
Pretty tough.
And the first one you can find on our YouTube page. It's Braun White, Clay Davis, the finals from West End, race to 5. Braun beats him Hill with two incredible shots at the end to win. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have.
That's one of the best endings to a one pocket match I've ever seen, whether it's on stream or anything. I think that was one of the best finals ever. So yeah, I mean Mike beats Rob 3-0. I mean, we've heard my thoughts, Braden. What's your thoughts?
I knew it was going to be good. I wasn't there at this time. I had to go home and handle business at home. But I knew it was going to be great when Brian Henson texted me 2 days later and said, "Have you seen what's going on? Have you watched the finals?" I said, "Not yet, but I will before Sunday," because I knew when Mike had won. I knew
Yeah.
that. But I hadn't watched the finals. And when I went and watched some of those shots and some of Brian said in the text message that he said his inner Efren Reyes came out. I'm like, oh boy, and did it.
Yeah.
He was absolutely hitting darts from anywhere on the table. It didn't matter, and that's a frustrating thing. You've got a great player, not a good player, but a great player in Rob Leeper, absolutely throwing you the most tactical moves that any good one pocket player can, and you still find a way to shoot darts into this pocket.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And it comes
It was fun to watch.
absolutely. And it comes down to what we have said about Mike before. And, we've watched Mosconi Mike win a couple of our events. And I think this reminds me very much maybe of the time that he beat Clay Davis in the non-ball event at Rackham.
Mm-hmm.
Mike does this for a living. Mike knows what it takes to win these final matches. He's not going to get worried or nervous.
Mm-mm.
And he's going to come with the big shot. He came with the big shot against Clay at Rackham back in December. Was that December?
Yes. No, that was the
October.
one before. Yes.
Okay. He came with the big shots against Clay. He came with the big shots here against Rob. Mosconi Mike, you don't earn a nickname like that.
Yeah.
You don't get on the Mosconi Cup team without being a step above everybody else. And that's really what this match was. It was really just Mike saying, you're a great player. Like the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant, they're like, yeah, LeBron has a good team with the Cavs, but we're the Warriors with Kevin Durant.
Exactly. Yes, I agree with that 100%.
And I just what a fun match. Highly recommend that y'all go check out the Pool Series YouTube page. It'll be up on there shortly. Right now you can go find it on the Facebook page.
If you just want to see a barrage of great shots, just back to back to back to back,
Literally.
things that average human player. Okay, he and we're above average.
Yeah.
If you compare us to the common man, we're way above average. We're not hitting these shots.
No. Well, it's also
and he's doing it. Over and over and over again, constantly throughout the finals.
Yeah, and it's like when we do get on a good run, it's not like as exciting. You know what I'm saying? Like this was like Steph Curry hitting 4 threes in a row in the Olympic finals. Like it's different when it's him doing it. It's different when it's Mike Davis doing it. If it was me and you doing this, it'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool. It would have been like if Tyrese Halliburton was out there making those threes. Oh, that's cool. But it's Steph Curry hitting those threes. It's Mike Davis hitting these shots.
I agree with all that.
And boy, I'm glad that I had a front row seat because it was super scintillating, sensational. Dick Vitale, what a fun tournament, Brandon. What a fun
I
tournament.
love the one pocket event. I really do.
Me as well, and I can't wait till next year when we're going to add more to the calendar. We're going to have some fun things coming up. If we look ahead to the future here, we do got some things coming up. We got, yeah, good.
I was just gonna say the thing I love the most about the one pocket, other than the 30th anniversary Smoking Q tournament, the one pocket tournament actually brings the best field of players.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
I mean, out of all of our events,
yeah,
outside of the big one this year,
yeah. It's
and
because
that's my favorite.
we're
That's my
really the
favorite
only
part.
we're really the only one pocket tournament around. I
Yeah,
mean, nobody else ever really puts any on, so it's going to bring them out. I mean, non-ball, I'd like to think that we're the only option, but there are other options.
yeah, there are.
But we do appreciate everybody playing always in all of our events, and we love that we can fill up a 32-man one pocket tournament. Not
Hmm.
too many places can do that.
And,
Yeah,
and and come from 3 states.
exactly. We had Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina all
Yep.
in there. Even some of the bigger one pocket tournaments have a hard time filling up sometimes. So thank you all so much for supporting us. And like I said, let's move on to the future here. We got a couple of things coming up. August 24th, we have 8 ball event points tournament number 6 at Irish Q. This time we'll be on the big tables, by the way. So the 9 foot tables this time. That'll be a super fun event. We'll get back to the points, start the second half of the season. 5 events left. People are battling out for first
Yes,
place.
they are.
Yeah, we got to. It's basically a 4 or 5. You got Renal, Mike, Clay, uh, Hunter.
Yes.
That's about the 4 that you have right there, and it's gonna be fun to see who walks away with that first place trophy and that first place money, and then see who all gets in the top 32 for our $2,500 added.
That's what I want to. I don't just want to call the matches on December 7th. I want to be in the
Well, I
matches on
think
December. I'm in right
yeah,
now. If you
yeah,
stopped it right now, I'm in.
yeah. We're not gonna stop it right now though. We're only
I
halfway.
gotta keep going.
Yes, we're
I
only
keep getting
halfway.
wins.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. That's August 24th, and then September 14th we take our first road trip outside of the Charlotte area as we go to Raleigh Brass Tap Billiards 32-man nine-ball event. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna have a lot
Oh,
of new
big
players.
time.
Yeah, gonna have a lot of new players, a lot of newbies, a lot of new faces for the pool series. That's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that one.
I'm throwing out there. Hey, Josh Padron, thank you for your kind words on Facebook, and to all your billiard buddies out there in the Raleigh community. It means everything. We cannot wait to get up there.
Yeah, definitely. Josh has been a big supporter
Yes,
of
he
us.
has.
He's definitely helped. I don't know the right words, but he's definitely helped communicate between Brass Tap and the pool series. He's definitely
Hmm.
helped make this tournament possible. And we're also working with him maybe to pull up some other things here in the future. So
Stay tuned.
absolutely. But guys, it's been a lot of fun. One Pocket at Smoking Q. It's been a lot of fun. Check out the TPS reports on Spotify. Check out the TPS reports on YouTube. Check out the pool series on YouTube. Check out the pool series on Facebook. Brandon, I appreciate you, man.
I love it. Every minute of it.
Absolutely, I do too. So for Justin Clark, that's
Brandon
Brandon
Mullis.
Brandon Wallace. We'll check you later.
Until the next time.